What's up, everybody? It's Coach Mike. Happy New Year. I hope the holidays brought you a lot of joy and happiness and fun memories. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful day on the very first day of this spectacular year that we're about to experience together. And it's for that reason that I wanted to make a video. Because it's the first day of the year, I know a lot of you have made New Year's resolutions, and those resolutions in a lot of cases include being more healthy, getting in shape, maybe losing weight, eating better, doing something to make your health better. So, at the beginning of the year, I wanted to give you a few tips to help you along the way, to help you make good decisions about the things that you choose to do in order to effectively reach those goals, right? So, what I want to talk to you today is about dietary supplements. Okay, I want to talk to you about what they are not, what they should be used for, which supplements just make absolutely no sense whatsoever. I'm going to give you a few numbers, a little bit of research that was done about supplement companies along the way and all that. I always like to give you science and not strictly my opinion. And then at the end, I'm going to leave links in the description to the supplements that I personally take and or have recommended along the years to many clients, and have always gotten good results from them. All right, so without that being said, let's jump right into it. In America, we spend annually about $21.4 billion on supplements. I'll say that number again, $21.4 billion that we spend on supplements on average in America. Okay? Yet, when it comes to health, we're about 39th. Okay? We're in back of countries that we would call third world, like Korea, Singapore. I think Vietnam was on that list too, but we're behind a whole bunch of countries that we would consider poor and third world. So, what's the problem? Now, that question in and of itself we can go on what the problem is on a tangent of different things, but if we're spending $21.5 billion on things that are supposed to improve our health, then why isn't it working? Okay, what's going on with the supplements that's making them ineffective? All right. So first, let's look at a couple things that happen. Let's look at some research. There was a study that took place and I'm going to leave a link in the description to this also. There was a study that took place between 2006 and 2017. The study looked at 800 different companies, all right, that sold any type of dietary supplement that you can go and buy over the counter. What they found was pretty much all of them contained banned drugs and pharmaceutical drugs across the board. All of the supplements contain banned drugs and pharmaceutical drugs. Okay, there was another study done earlier in the 2000s. I actually think it was more like 1999. And what this study wanted to do was they wanted to look at the data from every supplement company that was existing at that time. So they wanted to look at ingredients and they wanted to look at recipe. The reason they wanted to look at ingredients is because the labels are not, the FDA doesn't require the manufacturer to put everything on the label. They can really put on that label. I'm not going to say they can put on there what they want to put on there, but there's a whole lot of stuff that they're not required to put on there, so you really don't know what's in it. Okay, so, and they wanted recipe. How is it that you're putting this together? Because the process by which you put something together is going to change, the outcome. It's the difference between your favorite meal cooked by your favorite person or that same meal from a grocery store in a box. Ingredients and recipe is going to make a huge difference in the final product, right? Now, about 35% of the companies that existed at that time wouldn't give the information. So let's just say all of those companies are bad because they just wouldn't even give it, right? They didn't even want their product scrutinized. Another, I think it was 55%, either what was on the label, so they say there's 1,000 milligrams of calcium, it either just flat out wasn't there was no calcium, or the calcium was in a form that the human body couldn't use. So instead of getting 1,000, they were getting like 60. And what they thought was a 1,000 calcium pill. All right. Both of those studies have to make you question the supplement industry. Right. And here's the thing. It's not regulated. Okay. You can go outside right now, cut some grass. The little grass. Just cut some grass, chop it up real fine, put it in some capsules, get some famous athlete to endorse it and do a commercial. Say that it helps with building muscle. As long as on the bottle and on the commercial you say these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, you can say that. You can say that you did research. You can say that you did trials on it. You can say that it works to this degree. You can flat out lie. You can say anything. All right, so looking at a supplement label or a supplement commercial or the person who's selling you the supplement say something about it means nothing. It means nothing. All of it can just flat out be a lie, right? Then we have to look at what I call an unnecessary supplement. And let me explain that. A dietary supplement is what it's called. It's a supplement that is supposed to, it's something that's supposed to supplement my already well-balanced diet. Okay, say I'm lacking in some mineral just because of where I live in the soil, or I can't get the plant that has enough of it in it. Okay, I can supplement to get that mineral because I can't get it through my diet. So something like pre-workout is the most unnecessary thing on earth. If you need pre-workout, then that means you lack B vitamins. That means your diet is poor. That means you need to fix the way that you eat first, and then you won't need a pre-workout. The same thing with protein powders. Do you know how laughably easy it is to get enough protein in your diet for a day? Easy. I mean, you have to be doing some insane things before being able to eat that much food becomes a problem. It is insanely easy to get enough protein. Right? So, like I said, in my opinion, those two are unnecessary for those two reasons. But let's look at it a little bit further. Let's use a little bit more common sense. So we have protein powder that can be made from milk, whey, soy, a plant, egg, food, casein, again, it's going to be a food, a plant, or the vegan, which is still going to be a bunch of plants, right? So you got food that was made into powder, yet it's not molded. Think about that. Your food, which is only in powder form, is not molding. Why? What's in it? What's stopping it from mold? Because food molds. Okay? The fact that you can open up protein powder or a protein bar, the bar been in that package for how long? How many weeks? How many months? You think that little package stopped it from molding? You're basically eating the same thing that people talk about when they talk about McDonald's and how McDonald's don't mold. Same stuff. It's the same chemicals that's in it that's preventing that stuff from molding because it's a powder that came from a food. It has to mold. It has to, right? And the fact that it's not is telling you that there's a whole bunch of stuff in there that's probably not all that good for you. Most protein powders contain maltodextrin or some other form of chemical sugars. Well, maltodextrin and chemical sugars spike your insulin. Insulin signals fat storage. So your protein powder, most of them, 99.9% of the ones I've ever seen, contain some type of chemical sugar that's going to spike your insulin and make your body store fat. Not to mention that, like I said, it's really easy to get all the protein that you need, and if you get more than what you need, your body just gets rid of it. It doesn't keep it, doesn't hold on to it, gets rid of it. And actually, if you get too much protein for, years and decades, the breakdown of protein is actually toxic to the liver because of nitrogen. I'm gonna keep it simple. But you can overwork, your kidneys by having too much protein for way too much time. Right? Now, side note, The study that was done in 2006, where all the over-the-counter supplements had um, pharmaceutical drugs and banned drugs, all of those supplements were either weight loss, muscle building, or like testosterone type supplements. It was those three categories. So in that one, I don't really think pre-workout would have been included in that one, but it was included in the first study that I spoke about. And like I said, B vitamins is what gives you energy. If you need some chemical, because that's what pre-workout is, because it doesn't occur in nature. All right, look at the label. It's gonna be some words on there you can't read. All right, it doesn't occur in nature. So if it doesn't occur in nature, then it has to be a chemical. And there's no place in the world you can go shake a tree or bite a leaf and get this power. So it's got to be a chemical. And it's just not necessary. Like I said, that's B vitamins. That's go and get some food. All right. Then you have to look at labels. Right? Let me give you an example. You can look at a supplement label and you'll see something that says calcium, however much it is, in the form of calcium carbonate, or vitamin A in the form of beta carotene. All right. What does that mean? Well, if it's calcium in the form of calcium carbonate, what they're telling you is that there's no calcium in this supplement. What is in here is calcium carbonate. We're hoping that your body can take this calcium carbonate, which by the way is chalk, and make it into calcium. Okay, so your body can't make chalk into calcium. All right, but that's what that would mean. Another example, like I said, vitamin A in the form of beta carotene. Vitamins all have precursors. A precursor is what your body uses to make the vitamin. All right, in order to make vitamin A, your body uses beta carotene. So again, the supplement company is telling you via the label there's no vitamin A in here. What we've put in here is a man-made synthetic version of beta carotene. And we're hoping that your body recognizes it as beta carotene and not a chemical, and that it can make vitamin A out of it. So go and look at your supplement labels right now, and if you see those type of things, vitamin A in the form of this, vitamin D in the form of this, vitamin K in the form of this, vitamin B1 in the form of this, all of that means the stuff ain't in there. It means there's some man-made synthetic form of it in there, and they're hoping that that form of it that your body can recognize it and use it to make what they're really telling you is not in there. You just didn't understand how to read the food labels. Right? Then you have to look at, let's use common sense for a second. You can't lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks, no more than you can gain 20 pounds in 2 weeks. All right? It's just simply impossible. And it's impossible and just ridiculous to even believe it, that I'm really not even going to give this any science to try to explain it. It's just use common sense for a second. It can't be done. All right? So any product like isogenics, where you see people getting those type of results, it's outright flat telling you that this product is manipulating some metabolic pathways in your body to do some outrageous stuff, because you can't gain 20 pounds in 2 weeks. How do you think you can lose it in 2 weeks? Not to mention, okay, let's go back to research. And I'm going to make a blanket statement, but I'm going to make this statement. It applies to everybody, but it directly applies to isogenics. Because, and I'm saying isogenics because somebody brought this to me before, and I had to look at it and look at him like, are you serious? All right, so one way to really know what it is that you're looking, that you're purchasing in the form of supplements, is to read the research on it. Go to the research. Don't read the abstract, which is the kind of like the description. Don't read that. Read the research. All right. If you don't know how to read research, find somebody that knows how to read it. Find it and let them read it and let them tell you what it says. But look at the research. When you look at a company like Isogenics, when this person brought this to me, the first thing I asked was about the research. And he gives me all of these studies, about 4 or 5 of these studies. So I said, okay, cool. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna look at all of the research, and I'll make a decision, because it just doesn't sound like it's common sense is telling me that this is not right. All right. So I go and I look at all the research, and the research is all fantastic. It is all absolutely wonderful, and it is all absolutely paid for by Isogenics. Do I need to explain why that research ain't no good no more? Okay, the company that wants to sell me something cannot pay for the research on what they want to sell me and me think that it's even remotely true. Okay, so if you want to know what you got, go and find research on it. And if the research that you find is all funded by the company that's selling the stuff, red flag. Right? You don't need science for that. Red flag. There's a problem with this, especially in the case of Isogenics. Nobody else has even wanted to do research on it. Like any other scientist has looked at it and just went like, I'm not wasting my time. That's the only research that was done on that company was all funded by that company. So that, like I said, that's the easiest way. Like if you really want to know about it, do the research. Not Wikipedia, the scholarly, scientific, published research, and check to see who it was paid for. Who paid for the research. If that company paid for it, or if their parent company paid for it, if anybody affiliated with that company paid for it, or if anybody affiliated with that company was a scientist on the team, no, this doesn't count. This is going to be all false. It's going to be all stuff that y'all faked out in order to make this product seem good. And which goes to my last point, just use common sense on some of this stuff. All right, if it sounds too good to be true, that's because it is. And if you're somebody who takes, and I don't know all the other ones, I'm not even going to try to name them, but if you're somebody who takes this stuff, or you know somebody who takes this stuff, and you say, Mike, I'm altogether healthy. I'm better at this, I'm better at that, blah, blah, blah. I do a detox every week. I don't know why that's necessary. Where do you work? Where do you live that you feel like you need to detox your body every week? Because if you do, that means your liver and kidneys ain't working, and you have bigger problems. But if you're the person that takes all of this stuff, or you know the person that takes all of this stuff, and you're saying, Mike, but I'm healthy, I'm good, I'm cool, I'm going to tell you that all of these products are virtually new. They all came out within the last 20 years. You don't know what something's going to do to the human body until it's been on the market for at least 50 years. So basically, you are the lab rat, right? They're testing it on you because there's no way to know the long-term effects of anything without at least 50 years of research. So, it takes a long time for things to go bad in the human body. It took a long time for us to understand how dangerous DDT was, or asbestos was, or inorganic arsenic was, or living by power wires. It took a long time for things to go wrong, for there to be a correlation between this. But just trust me that at some point in time, you're going to get that commercial about that product that you're taking, and how it messed people up, because this is the experimental phase. It's too new. It hasn't been tested, and it doesn't have to be tested because it's not being sold as a pharmaceutical drug, because they just make their little, this statement has not been evaluated statement. So they don't have to test it to test for its efficacy. They don't have to test for its safety. They don't have to test for none of that, because you don't have to buy it. Right? The same way the hot dog company doesn't have to test for certain things, the supplement companies don't have to test for certain things, because you don't have to buy it. It's not a quote-unquote medication. It's not something that you quote-unquote need to be healthy. So it's a choice. So just like I said, with some of this stuff, use common sense. Like I said, I'm going to leave links in the descriptions to the supplements that I take. And I'll tell you first off, I take a mineral supplement. I take a mineral supplement because you need minerals every day. You need 60 of them every day. And the wellest of the wellest diets in America, you're just not going to get it all in one day from the food that we have. It's just, you're not going to get it. So I take a mineral supplement. I take a multivitamin. I take a multivitamin just because it's always good to have vitamins. And the minerals and the vitamins that I take are all in basically colloidal form, which means your body can absorb all of them. They're not vitamin A as beta carotene or calcium as, no, it's calcium. It's vitamin A. It's everything. Everything came from plants. Everything that I take was extracted out of a plant, not man-made sources. Another one that I take is a fish oil. And I've prescribed a product called glucogel, which is glucosamine, which comes from shellfish, and it's good for your joints. I've prescribed selenium, which is really, 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 really good for the, let's say, the prevention of cancer. But I'm going to leave links in the description of this video to, like I said, to the products that I use, the ones that I know work, the ones that I've researched thoroughly and I know that are safe and they are not going to hurt you in any way. Today, tomorrow, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, they'll have no adverse effects. Other than that, there are other good supplement companies out there. I'm not saying that the one that I'm naming is the only good one. I'm just saying they're far and few between. And for the most part, you're not going to find them in any health club. You're not going to find any good supplement at GNC. You're not going to find anything good at the vitamin shop. That's pretty much where all the garbage is at. You're not going to find a good supplement at Walmart. You're not going to find a good supplement at CVS. They're just not there. And you're not going to find good supplements for, $8, $9, $10. You're just not going to find them. You get what you pay for, quality cost. And if something is cheap, man, it's kind of telling you what it is. Like I said, your supplements aren't molding. That's the problem. Like, what is in this powder that's stopping it from mold? That's about it, guys. Just use common sense with some of this stuff that you're putting into your body. Look at the label. If you can't pronounce the words, don't eat it. If you start seeing stuff like I said, calcium adds this, that means there's no calcium in it. If it's some unbelievable stuff that's happening from people taking this, then man, they are experimenting on y'all hard, and I don't know what's going to happen to you in 30 years, but I hope you stop taking that stuff. Because, like I said, it's just impossible. You cannot burn through that many calories in that short a period of time on top of eating anything. It's just impossible. Like I said, 1 pound is 3,500 calories. So you got to go 3,500 times 20 in only 14 days, plus all of the stuff that you ate. You just can't do it. There's no activity in the world that can do it. Right? There's no such thing as a fat burner. Fat burners do not exist. There are substances that you can take that speed up your heart rate to make you burn more calories, like any kind of spicy pepper or caffeine, but there's no such thing as a fat burner. Right? Fat cannot be burnt. Fat is stored energy. You have to use it. There's no way to burn it. You can't wrap it. You have to expend it in some kind of way. So fat burner is another one. It doesn't exist. It's not real. It's impossible to burn fat. Can't be done. Like I said, fat is stored energy. You eat too many carbs, which is energy. Your body is not going to get rid of it. Your body's going to save it. It's going to save some of it in the muscle for quick use. It's going to save some of it in the liver for long-term use, and it's going to save some. It's going to save the rest of it as fat. It's never going to get rid of carbohydrates. The same way if the gas station was giving away free gas, you'd go fill up every container you have. When you give your body carbohydrates, and carbs are fruits and vegetables as well as cookies and cupcakes, all of that stuff is carbs. When you give your body carbs, it's going to save all of it. All right, so fat is nothing but energy that has been saved. And energy cannot be burned. This is physics. You can't burn energy. You can use it, but you can't burn it. Right? If you take a piece of wood and you burn it, you're not destroying the wood. You're just putting it into a different form. Water, ice, vapor. It's just a different form. So you can't burn energy. So anything that tells you that you can burn fat is a burn lie. It is physically impossible. You have to do something. So there's no tea that does it. There's no device that you wrap around yourself that does it. It might make you sweat. All right, and sweating might make your skin feel really, really tight, but you're also dehydrating a part of your body where all your internal organs are, and that might not be a good idea long term either, to keep dehydrating your liver and your kidneys and your pancreas and your gallbladder and your stomach and part of your lungs. Might not be a good idea to continuously keep those parts of your body dehydrated because you're wrapping yourself up in something. Pretty sure long term it's going to have an effect. It's going to have an effect that you don't even relate to what you wrapping yourself up, because it's not going to seem like those two things are related unless you look at it from the point of view of you were dehydrating that organ for years upon years upon years. Basically, guys, there's no substitute for hard work. All right, there's no shortcut to the top. There's no elevator. You got to take the steps. If you want to be healthy, you got to work for it. If you want to be healthy, you got to work for it through your diet. You got to change some things. There's some stuff that has to be done. If it was easy, you would have already done it. So all of these things that companies sell you to make a profit, all right, are not necessarily helping. A lot of them are very, very hurtful. And so you got to do your research. And your research requires, you can't take the last person to tell you about the goodness of a product is the person who's trying to sell it to you. This is common sense. All right, look beyond the commercial. Look beyond the person standing on the other side of the counter who wants to make a sale. Look beyond that. This is your health, take it into your hands, and go and find out what this stuff really is. And find out what is this stuff supposed to do. Okay? Because I guarantee you can probably find, not probably, you can find a food that does it. 85% of all drugs come from plant molecules. They're copies of what some plant does. That's it. Like I said, pre-workout is a good one. Pre-workout is there to supply energy. Well, the thing that supplies energy is the food that you eat. So if you have no food, you can't have energy. All right, and even if you have all the food in the world, if you have no B vitamins to help convert that food into energy, you see, your problem is food. Your problem is not pre-workout. Not to mention, all of them have a color, right? There's no such thing as a clear pre-workout, right? That means they all have dyes in them. Like, just think about it. You're drinking something blue. How did it get to be that color? All right, a chemical has to go into it to make it blue. You're drinking something red. Oh my God, that has red number 4 in it. Red number 4 is illegal all over Earth except the United States. That should tell you how bad anything red is. So look at these labels, guys. Do some research. Like I said, I'm going to leave some links to the supplements that I use. Like I said, I take minerals. I take vitamins. I take fish oil. I don't take protein powder. Nothing else. Just nothing. I don't take any of those things. I don't take pre-workout. I don't have a problem with energy. I can outlast guys 20, 23, 24, 25 like it's nothing. 16, 17, 18 like it's nothing. I got more energy than all of them. So it's all about just being smart, taking your health into your own hands, because if you don't, then I can pretty much almost say that you're going to be making the same resolution next year, because you're going to do all of this stuff that doesn't really work, or it's going to make you feel really, really bad because you're taking all these chemicals and all of this stuff. So just make smart choices, guys. Until next time, it's Coach Mike. You guys take care.